I mean, I can't tell how they're feeling about us, but at the end of the day, I know what direction we're headed. Last year we got run off the field pretty good at their place, and this year, I mean, I don't feel good about getting swept. That stings, obviously, but we were in every game pretty much up until, we gave up a couple homers there in the ninth today that made the score a little more lopsided than it was. But, we're not there yet. We're close, but we're not there yet. At least as of this weekend, we're not quite there. So we're going to have to play a little bit better if we want to get up to that level.
You've talked a little bit about it, but how important is it to just walk away from the series, even after being swept, to just be able to hang in for 3 games against the top team in the conference and, like you said, a top 10 program in the country? How big a deal is that towards sort of the strides this program is making?
It's I don't look at it that way. I take it as 3 L's, and for me that's tough. So our guys played hard. They battled. That all is a given. But in order to be the program that we want to be, we gotta figure out ways to win those games.
What are some of the positive takeaways that you're taking from this series?
Our guys aren't going to quit. They're gonna battle. At the end of the day, that's a standard here. If you're gonna give in and throw in the towel, you're not going to play at Arizona State. So they did fight, they did battle, but like I said, at the end of the day, that's 3 tough losses that's going to sting a little bit, and we got to be able to turn the page and get back to playing winning baseball next weekend.
It's going to be the second straight week where you don't have a game midweek at all. Is the process going to be similar to last week, or are you going to change it up a little bit given that you're going on the road?
We had 2 off days last week based on the NCAA rules. We didn't take an off day the week before, so we had to take 2 last week. We're not going to take 2 this week. We'll probably take tomorrow off, lick our wounds a little bit, and then get back after it Tuesday, Wednesday, travel Thursday, and practice in LA Thursday, and get ready to play Friday.
Lighter schedule for Keishel this week, given that he was sick this weekend?
Nah, Keishel doesn't want a lighter schedule. He'll be just fine.
Does Stanford kind of give you a blueprint of the kind of team that you're probably going to have to beat if you want to make it past the regional this year?
I think they're a good team, and they got them ranked 7th in the country, and 8 teams go to Omaha. So, assuming the gurus are right and they are one of the best 8 teams in the country, then if we want to get to where we want to get to, that's the teams that we're going to have to beat. We're going to have to beat teams like that. So, like I said, we're close. If there is a positive takeaway, we're close, and we're playing right with those guys. But we just didn't do enough to get it done. And are we capable? Yeah, I believe we are. There are naysayers out there, I'm sure don't, but I do. I think we have enough to get it done in that clubhouse. I think we match up okay with them. We just came up a little bit short.
Ross certainly wasn't at his best, but he seemed to be a lot more focused on pinpoint in the zone, especially with his fastball. It seemed like that's kind of been a little bit more of an issue with him the past couple of starts. What did you sort of see from him, and do you feel like he's starting to gain a little more confidence since you moved him out of the Friday role? I don't know, maybe the second inning there was a fairly smooth inning, but all the other innings were high leverage situations pretty much from start to finish. So we got to get a little bit better feel for the fastball location, I think. Breaking ball still been a challenge to land for a strike. Changeup was very good today at times. So if he can put all those together, then we got our Friday night starter. It's no doubt about it. But he's got to be able to put them all together consistently.
You keep saying that this team is close to where you envision it being possibly. What are some specific things that you kind of pointed on that you think aren't there, and what could kind of push you guys over the edge?
I think obviously we're in need of a couple more shutdown guys. Length from starting pitching is a necessity. That puts a lot of taxation on the back end of the bullpen. Owen and Piv have been workhorses all year, and we're going to need a couple more pieces that are going to have to step up in order for us to make a run. Offensively, we're
we're capable, we're young and inexperienced for the most part, but, you know, we're doing a pretty good job offensively. We just have to be able to pick it up a little bit on the mound, I think, and defensively not make so many mistakes that lead those guys to having to throw more pitches. But, you know, like I said, we're a young lineup, we're learning. The last two lineups we've faced are more on the older side and have a lot of experience, and so there's something to be said, A, that we're sticking with them, B, you know, that's what veteran lineups do. If you're not able to mix it up and land breaking balls for strikes and have to be fastball guys or one-pitch guys, they're going to expose it. And, you know, their lineups they're too good not to. So that just shows you what you have to get to if you want to beat them.
How do you feel about the pitching staff as a whole this weekend? Kind of felt like the starters hung in there. They were pretty good against a very tough Stanford lineup, and the bullpen still needs to get there.
You know, I think we can do better, top to bottom. I think starters and relievers. I thought Timmy Manning threw the ball, you know, at times very well on Friday. I don't think Curtis threw anywhere near his potential. I think he's much better than he showed, and I think Ross is still a lot better than he showed today. And I don't mean that disrespectfully to those guys. I just know what they're capable of doing, and those guys have to get better. And, you know, back into the bullpen, you know, we gave up a few runs, but I got a lot of confidence in those guys.
You guys were so hot for most of March and the first half of April there. How much did you anticipate seeing this kind of turbulence when the schedule got hotter, and how can you expect the guys to respond, given that you knew that some tougher teams were on the horizon?
You know, you don't plan on losing, you know, but, you know, the schedule's how it mapped out. It was going to get tougher, and, you know, we were going to get challenged. And being, again, a younger team, we knew we were going to get challenged and have to weather some storms here down the stretch and be able to overcome it. And, you know, I think if things work out the way we want to, we know we're going to be battle tested going into the right time of the season, by playing, you know, Oregon State, Oregon, Stanford. You know, we're going to go to SC and finish with UCLA that are two very good programs as well. So if we can weather the storm and get through that and finish this thing hopefully on a high note, we know we're going to be battle tested going into hopefully postseason.
Do you like this type of schedule better, where you're facing the best teams right before the most important part of the season, or would you rather the reverse?
Ask me in a couple weeks. You know, if we can get through this and hopefully finish up strong where we want to be, then I would rather have the tougher at the end going into it, so we know what we're up against, and playing these teams that if you know, not only in our conference tournament, but again hopefully beyond there, that we're gonna have to beat those type of teams, and at least we know what to expect and know what a good team, what those type of caliber teams look like, so we're not off guard when we do face them.
Earlier this season, there were a few instances where pitchers, you know, when you came up to Pullman, they were asked to stay in, just to kind of, they wanted to attack the guy. You said that you needed more of that. Do you still see that competitive flair in the staff as a whole, or is that something that you feel like has kind of dwindled as the season's progressed?
No, I mean, these guys, I have no problem with our competitive spirit of these guys, and I'll just leave it at that. These guys they're ready to compete.